News, events, sports. Same time, same place, right in the heart of Isla Vista. UCSB TV is serving UC Santa Barbara and the surrounding community with real journalism.
Hello and welcome back to the final episode of UCSB TV for the spring quarter. We bring you the latest on local news. I'm Pricila Flores. This past weekend, Amanda Marroquin visited the Street Painting Festival at the Santa Barbara Mission. This is an annual festival. To you, Amanda.
I'm here today at the 38th annual Madonnari Street Painting Festival. It kick-started at 10 a.m. and is already drawing a huge crowd here to the vibrant scene at the Old Mission, Santa Barbara. Around me, you can see over 140 pastel chalk paintings being drawn by local artists as we speak. The event is held by the Children's Creative Project, a local nonprofit organization of the Santa Barbara County Education Office. The proceeds from this event go to funding arts education programs in K-12 schools across Santa Barbara County.
So my name is Kai Tepper, and I am the Executive Director of Children's Creative Project. So Children's Creative Project, we are a nonprofit program of Santa Barbara County Education Office, which provides programs and services and resources for K-12 schools across Santa Barbara County. So we are just one program of very, very many, but our focus is arts education. So we actually start even as little as preschool, early as preschool. So we will provide teaching artist support, performances, assemblies, things like that. But our mission really is to make sure that every student has access to kind of a holistic, well-rounded arts education, because we believe that arts is a civil right and everyone should have access to it. The state of public education, I think it's so complicated because there's so many different areas of need and so many priorities. Mental health, making sure that we're, supporting our foster youth, our homeless youth. Santa Barbara County has the second highest homeless youth population in the state of California, second to LA County. And so I think what's really wonderful about Santa Barbara County is that there's a lot of nonprofit supports and partnerships that want to work with school districts to ensure that we can meet these different needs. The state has funding that does get allocated to arts education, but sometimes it requires a lot of partnership to figure out how to actually implement those dollars.
The first Madonnari Festival was held here in Santa Barbara in 1986. The first of its kind in the United States, it was inspired by a form of street painting that began in 16th century Italy. Artists who were sent to cities to work on cathedrals would afterwards mimic their paintings of the Madonna onto the street pavement. The term Madonnari was then coined to refer to these street artists.
My name is Jalapeno, and I'm a Santa Barbara local. I've been coming to the Madonnari since, I think, 1986. I think what's nice about this event, it's at the most iconic spot in Santa Barbara. The Mission and the Rose Garden is just so iconic Santa Barbara. And what a great thing to be outside with your family at a nice place.
The celebration of art in the community will be running all of Memorial Day weekend. For UCSB TV, I'm Amanda Marroquin.
Thank you, Amanda. That seems like so much fun and such vibrant paintings. I hope it was a good day. And on Wednesday, Ivy Strong Memorial paddled out onto the ocean from Devereaux Beach. Starting at 7 p.m., community members came together to honor the victims of the 2014 Isla Vista attack. On Thursday, the EVPLA office hosted a Schools Out spring concert. Jenna McGovern joins us from Little Acorn Park. To you, Jenna.
As Gauchos gear up for the final 2 weeks of the quarter and get ready for summer, the External Vice President for Local Affairs coordinated a spring Schools Out concert at Little Acorn Park in Isla Vista.
The live music was performed by Isla Vista local bands Ray and Paul and Eternal Wave. They performed original songs and covers, and both are popular bands in the community. Ray and Paul just played at Shebang Festival in San Luis Obispo and at Wonderfest in San Diego this past month. The Santa Barbara favorite Alubia's Kitchen food truck served pupusas, tacos, and Guatemalan garnachas. Fernando's Churros was there for concert goers to grab some dessert as well. According to Associated Students, EVPLA wanted to celebrate the vibrant Isla Vista community and the end of the school year, while supporting local clothing and jewelry vendors and enjoying the sounds of Isla Vista.
It was a great turnout, and what a great way to celebrate the end of the year. I'm Jenna McGovern with UCSB TV. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Jenna. It really seemed like the place to be with music, food, and vendors. And in University of California news, UC Davis is officially on strike as of Tuesday. When we last spoke last week, we gave you details about the current strikes across UC campuses. As of now, UC Santa Barbara has not been called to strike. We will continue to update you as the story continues. On UCSB campus, the encampment continues on for its 4th week. On Tuesday, an autonomous group liberated the campus dining commons, De La Guerra, and Carrillo. Students were told they would be able to eat for free at the dining commons from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. through a flyer, urging students to join in solidarity with protesters and graduate students on strike. In the on-campus sports world, UCSB baseball's historic season continues. For the last, let's hear from our sports anchors Ryan Greenberg and Anthony Gale on everything that went down this weekend.
Your sports reporters Anthony Gill and my co-host Ryan Greenberg are back at Cesar Wasaka Stadium for the regular season finale against the UC Riverside Highlanders. Ryan, the Gaucho Bats have been hot this series, with Santa Barbara registering double-digit runs in games 1 and 2.
In game 1, with the Big West title on the line, the Gauchos did play a little bit tense at the beginning, and they fell behind 3-1 to the Highlanders, who sit in dead last in the Big West by the halfway point of the game. From the second half, though, it was an offensive fireworks show. The Gauchos ended up winning the game more than comfortably with a score of 12-3. And after the Game 1 victory, they clinched the Big West title, and a befitting celebration on the field ensued, complete with photos and a trophy celebration.
The heavy hitters continued their momentum heading into Game 2, with Ivan Bedauer starting things off for the Gauchos with a leadoff no-doubter in the first, followed by a trend of home runs by Jonathan Mendez, Justin Trimble, and Jonas Sebring's grand slam in the 6th to clinch Santa Barbara's final conference series.
Yeah, no championship hangover for the Gauchos in Game 2. They scored 3 touchdowns, save 1 extra point to win the game by a score of 20-4. Jonas Sebring, as you mentioned, he went 4 for 6 with 9 RBIs. That's the most RBIs the Gauchos had in a single game since 2008, and 1 shy of the program's all-time record. Mike Gutierrez, on the other hand, started the game and advanced to 9-0 on the season after he picked up Friday's win.
Speaking of unbeaten records, the Gauchos have the opportunity to pull off the impossible, finishing the regular season at home 25-0, the first time in program history.
And not only would this be the first time in program history that the Gauchos go the whole regular season undefeated, but a win today would significantly boost their chances of hosting a regional, the first portion of the NCAA postseason tournament. With a win today, we very well could be seeing NCAA postseason baseball right here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium next weekend.
Santa Barbara has prepared for the likelihood of potentially hosting regionals with the newly implemented bleacher seats out in left and right field, adding an additional 100 or so Gaucho fans.
Today is also Senior Day, where the Gauchos will be honoring Santa Barbara's very own Nick Oakley with a ceremony before the game. But until then, that's all we've got for the pregame show. Make sure to stay tuned for the postseason show in the studio, where we'll be wrapping up the whole weekend for the Gauchos and whatever postseason lays ahead. Until then, I'm Ryan Greenberg for Anthony Gill. You're watching UCSB TV.
Roll Chos, baby.
Roll Chos! What's going on, Gauchos? Welcome back to the studio for continued baseball coverage. Anthony, the Gauchos have done it.
Indeed they have, Ryan. Roll Chos. Not only are the Gauchos Big West champions, they finished the regular season undefeated at home and will be hosting a regional this weekend. Let's recap Santa Barbara's final conference series before looking ahead to this weekend.
On Thursday, the Gauchos defeated the UC Riverside Highlanders 12-3 at Cesar Wasaka Stadium to clinch the Big West title. The Gauchos trailed 3-1 at the halfway point of the game, but poured on the offense in the later innings to win the game comfortably.
The Gauchos took care of business on Friday against the Highlanders, crushing UC Riverside by a score of 20-4. In a game where the Gauchos scored 20 runs, there were more than a few stand-up performances, but Jonas Sebring stands above the rest. Sebring went 4 of 6, was a triple shy of the cycle, and recorded 9 RBIs, 1 shy of the team record set by Danny Lane in 1991. The Gauchos completed the sweep on Saturday by defeating the Highlanders 6-3. Much like the first game of the series, the first half of the game was a close contest. The game was tied at 2 as late as the 7th inning. A 4-run 7th inning gave the Gauchos a lead they would never relinquish, and they won the game to finish the regular season a perfect 25-0 at home. Heading into the weekend, it was believed that the Gauchos would need to win all 3 games in order to host a regional, the first portion of the NCAA baseball tournament. And on Sunday, those beliefs were confirmed. The NCAA announced the 16 regional host sites, one of which was Santa Barbara, after the NCAA awarded the Gauchos historic season with the 14th seed nationally.
This is the first time the Gauchos will host a regional in Santa Barbara at Cesar Wasaka Stadium, though this is not the first time the Gauchos have been awarded hosting rights. The Gauchos were selected to host a regional in 2015. Caesar Wasaka Stadium did not meet NCAA regional requirements at the time, however, so the Gauchos had to host their regional in Lake Elsinore. The necessary upgrades have been made since then, and Caesar Wasaka Stadium is geared up to host postseason baseball. On Monday, the NCAA announced the remaining 48 postseason teams and the Gauchos' regional opponents. The Gauchos will host the San Diego Toreros, Fresno State Bulldogs, and the Oregon Ducks. The Gauchos do have familiarity with both Fresno State and Oregon. The Gauchos and the Bulldogs faced off in Fresno in 2023, with Fresno taking 2 out of the 3. The Gauchos also played Oregon this season, defeating the Ducks in 2 games out of 3 on the road back in early March. The double elimination tournament begins Friday, with Oregon and San Diego facing off at noon before the Gauchos play Fresno State at 6 p.m. The regional will conclude either Sunday or Monday, pending results, to determine the Santa Barbara regional champion, who will go on to play the champion of the College Station regional, hosted by Texas A&M, in the Super Regional. The double elimination tournament begins Friday, with Oregon and San Diego facing off at noon before the Gauchos play Fresno State at 6 p.m. The regional will conclude either Sunday or Monday, pending results, to determine the Santa Barbara regional champion, who will go on to play the champion of the College Station regional, hosted by Texas A&M, in the Super Regional for a spot in the College World Series. UCSB TV will be providing coverage on social media, but sadly not for an episode because, Anthony, this is our last segment of the year.
That's right, Ryan. It has been one heck of a ride here at UCSB TV. From my very first segment of covering the Portland Trail Blazers to witnessing a historic season by our Gaucho baseball team, I'm very fortunate to do it all alongside my partner, Mr. Greenberg. I want to thank UCSB TV for giving me the opportunity to further my involvement in UCSB athletics and ultimately my career within the sports industry. I want to thank the entire staff here at UCSB TV for helping me grow into the journalist and person I am today. And finally, I thank you, the audience, for your endless and unwavering support. I truly thank every single one of you for allowing me to be your sports anchor. Just 2 more weeks, Ryan.
That's right, Anthony. It's been an absolute pleasure to cover sports with you for the last year and for UCSB TV for the last 2 years. I've had the absolute time of my life these last 2 years at UCSB TV, and I know it's my job to have the words to describe things, but I truly have no words to describe how much my time at UCSB TV has meant to me, and more importantly, how much I love the people I do it with from the bottom of my heart. And of course, thank you all so much to all our viewers. It means the world to us. So for one last time, for Anthony Gill, I'm Ryan Greenberg, and you're watching UCSB TV. Roll shows.
Roll shows, baby.
That is all we have for you today. Thank you for choosing UCSB TV. This is my last ever episode for UCSB TV. Real ones remember my first episode where I did on-campus interviews about the switch to in-person learning again. It has been a pleasure to be a reporter and news director for this tiny but mighty news outlet. Congratulations, class of 2024. For the last time, I'm Pricila Flores for UCSB TV. I now introduce Francesca D'Agata and Zuri Wilson, who will be next year's news directors. To you, Francesca and Zuri.
Thank you, Pricila. I'm Francesca D'Agata.
And I'm Zuri Wilson. And I don't know about you, but I am so excited to welcome in a new batch of news reporters for the 2024-2025 academic year.
I couldn't agree more. Although it is bittersweet to say goodbye to our seniors, I'm so excited to see what's in store for UCSB TV next year. To Pricila, Becca, Ryan, and Anthony, thank you for your stories, your passion, and your contribution over the years in this studio. You will be missed by all.
And to the behind-the-scenes crew, Brian, Dillon, and Melvin, the show wouldn't run with such ease without your guidance and diligence. I am so grateful to have been part of such a wonderful, talented, and dedicated team. We have some big shoes to fill next year, Francesca.
I know. And also, thank you to you all, our listeners, for tuning in to our episodes throughout the year.
Yes, we would not be here without our audience, so thank you. And UCSB TV will be back in the fall quarter with a new team to continue providing you with all the news, sports, and events in and around Isla Vista. So, for the last time this year, I'm Zuri Wilson.
And I'm Francesca D'Agata. You're watching UCSB TV.